And I'm an oaf. You guys know what an oaf is, right?
An oaf?
An oaf.
It's like a goofy...
It's a dumbass.
I wasn't going to say that.
The lovable stoop.
All right, so in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the Itch. Where we talk about video game news, releases, and all that kind of stuff. The week, of course, is 10/18. It's been a real doozy. I've never heard the word doozy used in a video game journalistic video, but that's okay.
It's
More of an old-timey phrase.
it's
you have
a
a good
doozy
week?
for being a no, I did not.
You didn't?
No, fuck no. I was playing Smash Brothers all night last night, and I fucking hate the community.
The community?
Everyone's like, you kill someone, or you get killed, right? Like, say, producer Eric, everybody. Okay. Here's the thing. I play Robin, I play Marth, I play Mario, I play Sonic for S's and G's because I'm a Sega kid. And I don't believe those characters to be cheap. Okay, Marth, probably the most like top tier out of all of them. I kill somebody, right? Off a skill, right? Doing good. Psh. You know, a couple hits here and there, get the guy to 50%. He kills me back, right? Because it's for glory, so it's only 2 stock lives. Dude's like taunting me like 5 times. He was playing Captain America one time. Show me your moves. Show me your moves. Show me your moves. I'm like,
Captain
dude,
America is
or
Captain Falcon.
Cap Falcon, whatever. For freedom, whatever the case is. Bullshit. Just getting like, I played against a Mega Man that can suck all of my dick because that's some bullshit. Mega Man has way too much fucking knockback. He can kill you whenever he feels like it. His down smash? Bullshit. He shoots 2 flamethrowers that go up. It might as well be an up smash. It hits so high.
Dear Nintendo, Mega Man, OP,
God.
FU. Let's move on to the releases.
Fuck.
Let's try a big release roundup. We got Lone Survivor, the director's cut. No words.
No words.
In Space We Brawl.
Yep, and it sounds silly.
What is that?
It's probably some fighting game where 4-player beat 'em up or something like that. I don't know.
We don't know what that game is.
Producer Eric, if you... Oh, wait. Can you look it up at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay, please do.
Actually, so since you're going to be editing this, right?
No.
You're not?
No.
Oh.
Later. We'll get to it.
No edits is all live, baby.
Right, we'll do it live!
Zen Pinball 2, South Park Super Sweet Pinball.
Again, no one plays this shit.
Another pinball game.
Look at me. You don't play this shit.
Duck Dynasty. Which
In case you wanted to get more action from Duck Dynasty instead of from conservative moms everywhere, now it's available on console.
And by the way, I'm reading this off Metacritic and it has a 2.9 user review. Just throwing that out there.
Yes!
Peggle 2.
I'd never played Peggle 1.
Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition.
Was thinking about getting that because I've never played Sleeping Dogs. And I heard it was actually pretty alright.
Isn't that like a GTA Asian thing?
GT,
Like, that's what it is.
GT Asia. What up?
Like an Asian, like it
It
takes
is.
place in
It
Japan
is.
or something?
No, it's Chinese triads and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. I heard the first one's pretty good. I mean, that is the first one, but like a definitive
Yeah, I heard it was alright. So.
edition. Nidhogg.
Yes. Y-E-S.
Oh, The Walking Dead.
fucking hog.
The Walking Dead, a Telltale Games series, the complete first edition, is now, I guess, being released for PS4.
Oh, yay. Better graph.
Pinball FX, the South Park thing again.
No one gives a shit.
Duck Dynasty.
Still.
Somehow has a higher user.
Yeah, I was just about to say. As a higher user rating.
Apparently it's twice as good as the PS4 edition.
Yeah.
Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition.
Because there's
again.
more rednecks playing Xbox.
Oh! Wasn't going to go there.
We just lost a fan base.
Down to 17. Dance Central Spotlight.
Have you ever played those? Dance Central? They're kind of fun. They're not too bad. I fucks with it.
When I was living in Portland, we were all like really drunk, and I played a girl at one of the dance games that you use the Connect with,
Yeah.
and I beat the shit out of her. And then I was like,
And
yeah.
then you played the game?
Oh, God.
All right, let's play. No, I like destroyed her in that game, and then I was like, anybody else? And then all the girls were like, nah, and then they just walked away.
He moves in ways he moves in ways I can't even guess.
We're gonna go paint our
The
nails.
way his hips move. Charlotte, get the car. Let's go.
The Walking Dead, first season.
Yeah.
And The Evil Within.
Wasn't that on PlayStation as well?
I thought it was.
Yeah.
For some reason, it wasn't listed on there.
Some people say it's all right. It has a couple of little. I don't know if you guys have seen the video. It has a distinct Resident Evil nod where it has the first zombie you encounter. Head drops his side. Some dude hunched over munching on a guy, and then he's like, "Hello," and then head drops to the side, and then he's like. And it's like, oh shit, it's fucking Resident Evil though, because it's Shinji.
Yeah.
Or is it Shinji?
Shinji
Mikami. Yeah.
Mikami.
So
PS3
Good for
releases. I did just copy these, so this is gonna get
dude,
weird.
just do like the best of.
No.
blank,
Best
blank.
of board games solitaire.
Fuck it.
Best of board games mahjong.
Fuck it.
Best of board games chess.
Fuck it.
I like chess. In Space We Brawl.
Do it.
Best of board games.
Best of board games. Period.
Apparently, just got all of them.
Right? Sorry, we got Jumanji. Did you guys play that? The Jumanji board game? Oh my god,
I wouldn't want to.
that was
'cause I saw
the
movie.
absolute like shit. It was the best thing ever.
Zen Pinball, South Park, Duck Dynasty, which is even still better. Tears to Tierra 2, Heir of the Overlord.
Producer Eric,
You have any idea what that is?
want to look that up for us?
Oh, it's an RPG.
Oh, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, actually, it was something that I was looking at purchasing.
Is it from Nice America? That's what it sounds like. RPG for you. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2.
The only thing ghostly about this are the sales.
Ouch. Borderlands, the pre-sequel.
I don't know. I'm really look at that 5.7.
It deserves
Well,
every
see-
point it got there.
The gripe that I have with Borderlands is it doesn't really improve on anything. It's just the same, more of the same.
Isn't one of the playable characters Claptrap? That
Yeah, one of the
annoying
characters
robot?
is Claptrap, and the new mechanics are you're on the moon, so it's low gravity, but also you go outside and you're like walking on the surface of the establishment that you're on and whatnot, and you have a air little timer. Claptrap doesn't breathe, so he's exempt. Other than that, everyone else has it, and the mechanic is that you have to you can level up your air, I think, or something, or there's just gear for it. But it's just other than that, it's just kill bullet sponges and get loot. So it's essentially Destiny, but Destiny got more flack. What kind of shit?
Well, the thing I have two friends that are like diehard Borderlands fans.
Fanatics is the term.
And fanatics, zealots, whatever you want to call them.
Yes.
They are completely crazy about Borderlands, and they bought the pre-sequel, and they wanted to return it the same day.
Really?
They said that Borderlands 2 was so much better than this pre-sequel. All the little things they did in it, they were just like flabbergasted. They were like, I don't understand how you can have Borderlands 2, and then the pre-sequel, they just tried to play off of like all the things that people loved in Borderlands 2, and then wrecked it. Kind of like Anchorman. If you watch Anchorman, you love Anchorman.
I have Anchorman right now on my Redbox.
Yeah?
Yeah. Anchorman 2, I mean.
Anchorman 2, I'm not going to spoil anything. They'll spoil it for you.
It sucks.
Yeah. It has its few moments.
Yeah.
But if you expect it to be anything like Anchorman, the first one, you're going to be very disappointed.
Shit.
Um,
Well, I guess I'm not going to
I will say John C. Reilly in that fight at the end is hilarious.
Yeah.
I was bursting out laughing too hard. In that,
yeah,
that movie.
there are funny parts.
Probably because it was just.
But in
teasing you the whole way
comparison,
of the movie.
just like Borderlands, the pre-sequel, in comparison to Borderlands 2, go buy the Game of the Year edition Borderlands 2 and keep playing that and have fun with that, because
I think
the pre-sequel, the air thing was one of their complaints, and then the jumping. You're always double jumping.
It's Halo, yeah.
Every
jumping.
Well, Halo had the regular just jump, like you could just jump once, but imagine always double jumping like in Halo. Like every time you jumped, it was like that.
I mean, well, in Destiny, we kind of do too, you know.
Well, you have the choice to single or double jump or triple jump.
One
Some
day.
harsh words for Borderlands.
Well, I think Borderlands, the pre-sequel, also was done partly by a different studio.
Yeah, I heard
which
that.
is never a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, usually not. Like if you look at Metroid: The Other M, that didn't do so hot.
Any sequel to a BioWare game that was done by Obsidian
Hey.
generally doesn't go very well.
Well, I liked KOTOR 2.
All right, well, let's not get too into all that stuff. It was a
Fuck
good
it.
game, but anyway.
Fuck it.
The Walking Dead Season 2, that's the series.
Season 2.
Season
now
2.
that's something I'd probably actually get.
The Evil Within also on the PS3. Xbox 360 is Pinball South Park Edition.
Woo!
Monopoly Plus.
Nope, minus.
Duck Dynasty.
Suck my dick.
Skullgirls Encore Eliza.
I don't know if that's just adding her into it. I think it is.
Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2.
Sales suck.
Borderlands the pre-sequel.
Pre-dead.
Better review than the last one.
Weird.
Walking Dead Season 2 with Telltale Gamers series. I don't even want to keep saying that. I
It's
don't know.
I
what's
got 10 for the
perfect
user.
score. Well, I
That's
heard it was
crazy.
actually good though.
No, yeah, dude. I'm sure I'll tear up.
And then of course the Evil Within in there.
Yep.
Ready to move on with some news?
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Sony's having a flash sale. It ends on October 20th. The theme is horror and psychological games / movies. I think Resident Evils are in there and stuff like that.
Some of the bullshit.
Should be pretty good. They got like percentage discounts.
Good for those fuckers.
Rock on.
With your cock on.
Google Play multiplayer, and this is kind of a big topic. They're adding local multiplayer support for Android games, obviously because they wouldn't do it for any other games. They must have that feature included, and it will be using a program called Google Play Games. They're also releasing a Nexus player.
For $99.
Yeah, for $99. I think everyone is. I mean, there should be some excitement for this kind of thing. My only gripe is that these are Android games. I mean, what Android games are you just dying to play multiplayer on?
On a 50-inch screen.
Yeah,
Nothing. Yeah.
Like, you
yeah.
ever wanted to
upscale
play-
Let me get that 1080p upscaled.
1080p Angry Birds.
It's going to be garbage.
1080p Flappy Bird. Like, I don't know. I don't understand.
Flappy Bird? Still? I thought they pulled that. Unless
Candy
you
Crush?
have it. Unless you have it.
Yeah, Candy Crush. Like, what are these games that we need to like get ad hoc going on? Like, I don't understand that.
I don't. Like, it's like a market that they think can be tapped into. It's like,
Well, and producer Eric brought up a good point, like a little bit earlier, is that another thing released just recently, which was the PlayStation TV, which actually plays games that were meant to be played on a TV.
yeah. And Vita games, too, which is why I was like, oh, maybe I should get it. Scratch that JRPG itch.
So I mean, I don't even know why that. I don't even know. I really don't know why that exists. Except maybe there's like one or two potential customers there, but it just seems bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Hitman Agent 47 is going to release in 2015. There actually was a Hitman game or movie. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw it.
What'd you think of it?
Moving on.
next topic.
That's all I got.
That's all we got. Not very good. Drive Club has had some connectivity issues.
I mean, this should go without saying on any launch like nowadays. I mean, who remembers Grand Theft Auto Online? Like, oh god. But if I remember correctly, they had issues at day 0 with Drive Club. Like, it wasn't even available when it was supposed to be available.
Ouch.
And then, then what? Like the first 2 days, like people couldn't get into it. But
I think that brings up an interesting idea, though, is that when, like before, so maybe a decade ago, there weren't any of these download problems or anything. I mean, maybe Steam was having some, but the point of releasing a game was you had to get it to a GameStop or a game store, and you had to actually make it there. And so that was the problem, was actually getting them shipped out. Now, you'd think that there wouldn't be any cost involved in just releasing it online. But there actually are, because now you have to have servers and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, does it really make games cheaper to release them digitally if you have to actually have servers to keep them up nowadays?
What, like the client to download and all that stuff?
Right, all that. Well, and plus if these games are going to be completely online anyway,
Yeah, it's
you got
like
to have constant server maintenance, all that kind of stuff.
it just translated.
Yeah.
The cost for shipping out this many physical copies translated into, okay, shipping out less, but now you have servers. and an internet service that you want to have constantly online 24/7. Will you? No. Are you gonna try? Yes. And that's kind of unfortunately why. Fortunately and unfortunately. Fortunately, why video games got so big. Unfortunately, why they cost so much. why we're looking at $60 games.
Right.
And more in like Europe.
Right. Poor guys.
Sorry.
In lighter news, GameStop gives away a free shiny Gengar. If you have Pokemon X or Y, you can get a shiny Gengar. Those are the incredibly rare versions of Pokemon. I'm going to go to it because I happen to be a Pokemon kid. And
I was a Pokemon kid too. I was just like fucking X and Y. Like,
and a shiny Pokemon, apparently the odds of catching one are 1 in 4,000 and something. And then basically they're just a different color.
you know what? That's a better drop rate than Atmos on Final Fantasy. So,
Burn to those Final Fantasy people in the know.
well, I mean, it fucking sucks. Actually, I spent a whole 2 weeks getting all the Atmos, just grinding. It sucked. I wanted to die.
So if you want your shiny Gengar and you got a 3DS, hopefully you have the XL edition, go to GameStop and ask them for a promo code, and there you go.
Woot.
I think it's a white, and I think that actually the Gengar also can Mega Evolve and do it.
What's a Mega Evolve?
Play the game and you'll figure it out.
God, where's Pikachu and Butterfree and shit? Okay. Where's my classics? Where's my red, blue, yellow?
I do wish they'd make a newer version of Red and Blue. I would actually.
Well,
really
I mean,
buy
that was the Fire Red and.
I mean, like an X and Y edition type of remake, kind of like they're doing with Ruby and Sapphire. Indie Games Charity Marathon. They're having the program Indie Games for Good is doing their whole indie game spiel, and all the proceeds are going to Child's Play charity.
So what's the specifics on this exactly?
I think it's kind of. I'm not entirely sure. I know it's obviously indie games that get played, and they usually. I think it's like a stream or something, and you can donate to it.
And they just keep playing.
They play just tons of indie games. I think last year they generated $30,000 for charity.
Swag.
So that's pretty impressive. Always a good cause on that kind of stuff. Wonderful. Turbine, they do a lot of online gaming, that kind of stuff.
Well, not anymore.
No,
I'm kidding. That's insensitive.
They still do.
Well, some of their employees don't.
They cut their jobs. He read the caption, the headline before I could get there. The Turbine cuts jobs recently. They run Lord of the Rings Online, D&D Online, and Infinite Crisis, which is a MOBA game set in the DC universe.
Oh, God.
Actually, Infinite Crisis is actually an open beta right now. It's supposed to release, I think, at the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next year.
Oh, God.
I didn't really like it that much.
Good. It should burn.
To be honest, I'm not a huge Turbine fan. I think Lord of the Rings Online is a solid game. I just think there's much better alternatives.
I heard it was okay.
Yeah. Well, you're a Final Fantasy fan, and Eric's a WoW fan.
We just started like staring each other down.
I don't know what. I don't think I'm even an MMO fan. I might try the Old Republic soon, pending some friends that might choose to play or choose not to.
Look at that, man.
I don't know.
We could totally stream it, too.
Xbox Live Gold is having their big discount. We always report on everybody's, so we're fair. No one can say we're biased or anything like that. I think we might be though. Rayman Legends is having a discount. Outlast, Worms Battlegrounds, Battlefield 4. That's for the Xbox One, and the 360 users get a little RPG love with the Dragon Ages. So that's Origins and 2, and Kingdoms of Amalur.
Let me just say, that's a fucked up Battlefield 4 discount on the support shortcut kit.
What is that?
First of all, I got that shit for free when I was on PlayStation because they glitched up the whole fucking thing. The Battlefield 4 support shortcut kit just gets you everything for support unlocked from the get go.
Oh, there's a support class or something?
Yeah. I see. Now the other thing about it is now, I guess people do play support, but more people play if you're playing Recon or Assault. That's what more people play. I feel like people play Engineer more than people play Support. So they're probably the lowest played class, least played class. And it's their support kit you get?
That's pretty dumb. Remember Kingdoms of Amalur? Do you know the story behind that game?
No, wasn't it like okay? Like
It was
like, okay.
apparently pretty decent.
Oh.
Pretty decent game. The story behind that is that was Kurt Schilling's company.
Kurt Schilling.
If that name sounds even remotely familiar, he was a famous pitcher for baseball. He's actually in Arizona, which is our state. Played for the Diamondbacks alongside Randy Johnson.
That's our team.
Yeah. He was a huge EverQuest player, and he wanted to make his own games. And they actually that was their only game that they made, and they were out of Rhode Island and got sued for misusing funds or lying to like shareholders, that kind of thing. I can't remember what the name of the company was. But yeah, they're pretty much defunct at this point.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, they're completely bankrupt. But get their game; it's on a discount.
Where's the money even go? Just straight to Microsoft?
I don't even know.
Hey.
Amazon Game Studios, they actually have their own gaming studios that they're actually funding now. They're making Creepstorm, Tales from Deep Space, Till Morning's Light. I wonder if these games are going to get extra play on Twitch TV.
Why do you say that? Oh, yeah.
Remember, Amazon bought Twitch recently.
Oh.
I wonder if there's going to be some kind of integration
Excuse me. Maybe.
There's a RuneScape card game that's going to come out pretty soon, and it looks a lot like Hearthstone.
That's what the headline totally looks like Hearthstone.
Do you think other people are going to start making card games to kind of accompany their...
I want a hardcore ass Yu-Gi-Oh card game, like old school Yu-Gi-Oh. I want fucking this dude just got Exodia, and fucking blows people up and shit. That's what I want. Because I was never a card game kid. Like I didn't even play Pokemon card games, or the Pokemon card game.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, my girlfriend was really good at it.
Really? Pokemon?
Yeah, the Pokemon card game. She went to tournaments for it.
Isn't that the thing where you need like counters
energy cards
and like counters, right?
I guess, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh is always my favorite.
Yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh. On the other hand, you got Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll send 3 of your cards to the graveyard. It's like, damn! You know what I mean? Like, no, like, legit. Like, a lot of people don't understand. Yu-Gi-Oh was so hype. If they could do without the fillers and the terrible dubbing, Yu-Gi-Oh was hype. I did play the card games that were on, like, Game Boy Advance, and they're hard as hell. They're super hard because you have to, like, think and overthink your thinking. And it's just like, oh, well, he might have this card. And it's like, there's no possible way he could have the card. But, oh, surprise, he has a fucking card. And then you're getting annihilated. I won like 2 fights in that game.
So being almost completely poor as a child, I actually had ROMs of those Game Boy games that they would come out with.
Yeah.
And if you use save states and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, come on. You take the fun out of it.
But what you learn interesting things about the programming of those games.
Oh, okay.
And in those games, their next card isn't random. Nobody's next cards are random.
That's fucked up.
They're actually, and they're random in that at the very beginning of the game, they're randomized. Mm-hmm. But when you're actually drawing, they're not random at all. Like they're that set thing.
So they get a random deck.
Yeah.
But if they want to use a particular card and it's at the bottom, it's suddenly at the top. Is that what you're saying?
No. If they want to use like the card as soon as the beginning starts, that's when it's randomized.
Okay.
It's not consistently random.
Their first card is random.
So.
And then
everything else is.
I just feel like a dumbass.
Everything else is the same way the entire game, and the opponent's deck is the exact same way.
Okay.
So what you have to, if you go into it and you play a little bit and you don't like how it's going, if you're using a ROM, you load up the save state, and you go back and you know what card they're going to draw because it's always the same.
Oh, then it's always the same.
So in that way, I used to play a card, see how it went, and if I didn't like what happened, I would load up my save state and play a different card.
That's a new game. That becomes something else.
It's like those choose your own adventure books, and you're like, oh, I want to go down the hallway. Go to page 17. Oh, the guy chopped my head off? No, I'm not going down there. No.
Yeah. I used to when I used to watch read the Choose Your Own Adventures, I would have like 4 fingers in the, you know what I mean? Like I'd go back. No, this wasn't the spot. Oh, yeah, right here. Okay, don't drink the water. All right, cool.
It's like a Chinese finger trap. You just got all your fingers in the book.
Dude, it was like so hard to like, and the thing is, you had to exhaust all your options. Like you had, because I used to sometimes read like a page and I'd be like, how the fuck do I get there? And then I would backtrack or whatever.
Yeah,
it's silly.
And I wanted to touch base with you on this really quick. Have you read the early Bayonetta 2 reviews?
That
game is exploding.
Yeah, I actually did.
And I put a link on there.
Yeah, it pretty much like Famitsu gave it like a 38 or something.
Its amount of 10 out of or completely perfect scores is frightening.
Yeah. But
Guardian gives it 100. Giant Bomb gives it 100.
You know who gave it a bad score?
Who?
Polygon. Because they said it's overly sexualized.
Oh, come
Ironically
on.
enough, that's part of our top story.
You believe that? On the Wii?
No, I don't.
On the Wii U has a game that has almost completely perfect scores across the board.
Well, that is harder to believe than anything.
Really?
Because
Yeah, I know.
Mario Kart was like the last like high rated one.
Well, Smash Bros will come out soon and probably get very high scores as well.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to get perfect.
No, and that's the thing about Bayonetta. I'm a little like, really? Because I played the first Bayonetta and I liked the first Bayonetta, but
Comes with the game, by the way.
yeah. But the gripe that I have is a lot of people that I have played like Bayonetta with, they say all these things about it, and the thing that really gets me is I like playing hard games, and Bayonetta, and it's part of the experience for me. Like if I play Devil May Cry, I go all the way up to Dante Must Die, and I play through that because that's part of the experience. On God of War, I went through, especially God of War 2, I think it was. It was fucking annoying on was it God of War mode, I think, or something like that. The hardest difficulty. It's fucking bullshit. It's part of the experience. And Bayonetta, I just don't feel as difficult. And a lot of people said that too. Like it's like an easy game. But it's still getting like these top scores. Like I feel like it kind of ties into the thing. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, it's kind of weird that it's such an easy game. You know, it's not even like really challenging, you know what I mean, or unforgiving. Such an easy game is getting all these reviews. I'm just like, well, what the fuck does that mean? You know?
I guess we'll have to see, but I'm actually curious about getting it, and I'm not into any of those games. So.
Yeah. And plus, you got the first one right there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're going on to our top story. Anita Sarkeesian's speech was canceled. Or Anita Sarkeesian's speech is canceled. So that's proper English. She was supposed to speak at Utah State University about topics about video games and about, like probably feminism, that kind of stuff. She wouldn't do it because she got so many death threats, and the students were allowed to carry firearms if they so chose.
Well, the main thing about it was she was actually still trying to do it, but she wanted the state to authorize metal detectors in there, but it's a free carry state. Mm-hmm. So they're like, we're not going to take away their right for it, and then she had to cancel at that point.
And I thought, and you brought it up, and I thought this was a good tie into a bigger issue that has kind of sprouted up over the last, for a while now.
Last like 2 months, I think.
It's kind of exploded, and it's a topic called Gamergate. Which is a huge issue right now, and I thought you'd be best to explain it because I'm not 100% on this. I have my opinions on it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's totally 100% on it, but go ahead.
No, yeah, and I'm not 100% on it either, just because there's constantly information that comes out. I can say that there's a misconception about Gamergate. A lot of people think Gamergate is this women-hating group of people, and that's not really true. Like, I've done enough research to realize that it's not. Gamergate was initially created to maintain journalistic integrity. It's kind of a way. It was like reinforcement because.
So what is Gamergate?
It's a grassroots movement.
Grassroots movement that they like. What do they do? Like,
oh well, yeah, I'm getting to that, bro. Dude. And okay, so here, I'll speed it up. Gamergate pretty much does this. It's like it enforces or calls out people, and I'd like to think without evidence, but I'm sure there have been times where people just say it because they don't like a person. Like, oh, I don't like Luke Plunkett or whatever his name is. And then they're like, oh, Gamergate, fuck you, or whatever the reason is. But for the most part, they called people out, or they tried to bring attention to the fact that journalistic integrity is compromised in the video game industry. That's why you may have seen me in like past videos where I'm like game journalist, because journalism is pure journalism is the concept of unbiased reporting, and game journalism is just isn't. There's clearly a bias, and the easiest example, and I might have said this already, is look at a Game Informer and look at a preview for a game and look at the verbiage that they use on it.
I mean, if a video game magazine is like offered a subscription by a retailer like GameStop,
yeah,
it's impossible to not be biased.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's another thing too.
Its success
technically,
literally depends on the success of selling video games.
Yeah. So if you look at it on the verbiage that they use, they'll be like, "Oh, this game is mind blowing," or they add a new functionality that really changes the way the game is played and all that stuff. And it's like you don't have the full review, but you're saying all these things about this game. And a lot of it comes down to, yeah, there is influence at work. But so, yeah, Gamergate pretty much was just to stop all that stuff. And there's a lot of things that actually happen. We're not going to get into like every specific thing. But it kind of morphed into this thing where the general media seems to think that Gamergate is about female bashing and about misogynistic things. And no, and it's not. It's about gamers who are kind of being or are done being fed like stuff that they believe is not true, or is influenced in some way, like the end result.
So the Gamergate issue that we kind of see now, that we're kind of sitting in, is basically two sides, right?
It's like 5.
But
But
yeah.
yeah.
But there's essentially two different teams at play here. There's Gamergate and there's the Warriors.
Social. I just don't know what to call them. So we do say social justice warriors. If that's offensive, hey, whatever. Sorry.
That's just what we read.
But yeah, it's what I keep like reading. I can't think of another way to say it. I'm not going to say the feminists because that's such a broad term.
And it seems so confusing to me because the social justice warriors are trying to attack gamers and all that kind of stuff as this like, let's not be so misogynistic. Let's be more pro feminism. Let's be more all this kind of stuff. And Gamergate saying let's have solid journalism and unbiased reporting. So it seems like it just seems very confused and muddled to me.
It seems like they would actually work together.
Yeah. I think they work together, but apparently they're just completely at odds with each other.
It's not, because one of the people that are part of the social justice movement is had to deal with Gamergate because of her interfering with the integrity of journalism in gaming as well. So of course,
a lot of indie games kind of getting pushed, because of
allegedly
bedfellows and that kind of stuff. Like who's has relations with who?
Yeah. So with us, or with not us, not me and you, with Gamergate and with the social justice movement, warriors, whatever, they kind of start butting heads in that regard after the issue, because Gamergate's saying, hey, that's unlawful, and social justice movement is that's misogynistic, and it kind of goes like back and forth. Like no one really cares, and you can ask anyone who's actually truly like Gamergate. No one makes these death threats, and actually like no one from Gamergate who actually understands Gamergate is going like, oh hey, let's make death threats to Anita Sarkeesian, or let's try and attack Zoe Quinn, or whatever the case is, or Brianna Wu. They're not really trying to do that. What the most important thing that they're trying to do is they're trying to lead by example, and to kind of take the concept, because apparently, according to Kotaku and Polygon, the death of the gamer has already happened.
Which I think that is so offensive.
It's offensive because you're attacking your own audience. That's what I think's stupid about the articles. They're like, oh, the death of the gamer. Well, look at your market.
Right.
And you wonder why people don't like you guys right now.
So to kind of sum all this up, I know we don't want to necessarily jump into the fray of all these arguments.
We're not trying to like. We just want you to research it yourself and try to remain as unbiased as possible.
Just kind of sift through it
because there's sides to both.
So to sum it up, let's just kind of throw out the main topics here that they're talking about. Like, what's your opinion on game journalism? Well, like just as a real simple,
real simple. It's bullshit. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, so that's definitely something that could be improved.
Yeah.
And you're not going to see it. I mean, look at any form of media. It's very difficult to actually have that.
And it's probably not going to happen. Yeah.
So I mean, we can push to make it better, but it's never going to be perfect.
And people might be like, "Oh, you're being a stickler about the term." Yeah, maybe, but I don't expect it to be 100% perfect. I expect it to be better than what it is now. Like even if they have a long way to go to work on it to make it better. Like I want to say like Fox News or what's it called does a better job reporting than video game journalism.
Oh,
is.
definitely.
Like it's so sad.
Yeah.
And you look at these people that are in bed with each other, for instance, and they will release an article of that person or their game. I mean, what? And the other thing is, the other thing that I found was interesting was Jason, I forget his name, whatever. He tweeted that at Kotaku they hired journalists, but I think he's the only one, if I remember correctly, that has a master's in journalism, and everyone else calls them bloggers because that's kind of what they really are at the end of the day. It's an opinionated article about something that they feel. So
It's good to know.
That's kind of more of what they should consider themselves as, I feel.
And then, as far as the social justice warrior side of it, what's your opinion on the misogynistic kind of thing?
I think it's oversensitive.
Oversensitive? Yeah. I
Because there's in a lot of games, the point is freedom of choice. Okay, they want you to feel like you belong in the world and stuff like that. If you're playing Fallout and you can kill a girl, that doesn't make the game misogynistic. That makes you bad, if anything.
Yeah, I
Shame
mean,
on you.
and every
And
game
you lose
that
karma.
every game that you play nowadays, if you do that kind of thing, you get in a lot of trouble, or
Yeah.
you make your job harder.
Yeah, even in
So-
something like Grand Theft Auto. And the thing is like you'll hear like, oh, hey, they treat women like, you know, like in Grand Theft Auto, oh, you treat women like crap or whatever. Well, at the same time, women should be allowed to freely express their sexuality, even with their bodies, right? That's the other argument. What if she wants to be, this character wants to be a hooker or whatever? There's no problem with that. There shouldn't be an issue with you playing as a game character who just goes, okay, because it's all it really is like we talked about earlier, it's setting immersion. That's all it's doing. Hey, yeah, there just happens to be hookers at night. And guess what? I can actually pick one up.
So I think for all of it, it could be agreed that it could get better, but
There's some areas,
I think in that aspect, video games have actually done a really great job.
Yeah, better than any other industry. If you look at the
I-
music industry, look at,
Yeah.
no offense, like I love hip hop music. Look at any rap video, or not
Hoes,
any, a
nose,
lot.
nose.
Or if you look at movies, look at the difference between, you know, let's do a superhero movie. You know, you can look at the difference between how Black Widow looks versus how Tony Stark looks. You know, when they're fully suited up, she's slightly revealing wearing a skin tight outfit. He's in this armor suit that makes him look like a knight.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, it's just something to think about as a gamer. Try not to get too into the politics. Just look at it from more outside perspective and make a intelligent opinion.
Make your own opinion. Don't try to be like, oh, this is clearly what's happening. Like, I can't understand for the life of me why someone wouldn't want to research both sides to something.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Justin.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks.